Hi family, coming to you this afternoon from our infrared sauna. So that's why I'm sweating so much to get my cancer prevention on. Today's message is about chemotherapy and radiation and surgery. Now listen, if you're in the middle of this, or if you know somebody in the middle of this, please share this video with them. I want to encourage you on something. You may be in the middle of this catastrophic nightmare of cancer and cancer treatment. You may be going to the doctor, chemo, radiation. Maybe you were just started. Maybe you've spent hours and weeks and months dealing with this, maybe even years and tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want you to know something. If your ears and your eyes are tuning into what I'm telling you, your body is trying to fight. It's fighting right now. So I want you to be encouraged by that. Your body doesn't give up. God didn't give you a body that gives up on this fight against cancer. You're in there fighting, and you need to tap in to that power that's inside of you. Get in there and dig with it, and you've got to want to win this battle as much as you want to do anything else, as much as you would save a baby that was falling off a building. You've got to be that committed to getting your body right. The thing with chemotherapy and radiation and surgery is this, and I want to be real clear on this statement. The reason why people will go through cancer treatment and then the cancer comes back is because you develop cancer not by a lack of chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. Let me say that again in a different way. You don't get cancer because of a lack of radiation, chemotherapy, and surgery. That's right, you don't get cancer because of those things, or because of a lack of those things. So why would we seek to go get them in order to get healthy? You see, it doesn't work that way. And if, like I said, if you're in the middle of this, or if you've gone through it, look, I'm not judging you or anything like that, but you have to understand, people that survive cancer, it's not because of this chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. You may get an extra day of life. You may get some, a tumor removed or a surgery or something. But you don't live until you're 70 or 80 or 90 because of some procedure like that. Nope. You live because your body starts winning the battle. So some people, and I'm convinced, the more and more I read, I'm convinced that if I ever did get diagnosed with cancer, no matter how hard we try not to, I'm not doing any of their stuff, because all the research and all the data that I see shows that you're going to be worse off if you do chemo, radiation, and surgery. You're better off living out your life and doing everything you can to support your body's own cancer-fighting mechanisms. But if you've done that, look, don't look back. And if you're in the middle of it and you're going to stay doing that, okay, but you better be changing your environment. If you need to go back on my Facebook page, I've been posting every day a little tip on cancer, how it develops, things that we do to cause more cancer cells to develop, and then what we could start doing to win the battle. You got to change your environment. This all comes down to the amount of oxygen getting into your cells. And this isn't some new weird philosophy. I mean, the guy won a Nobel Prize in 1931 for showing the world that cancer develops because you starve your body slowly of oxygen. Your cells are starving of oxygen. And because your cells don't want to die, they start adapting to the environment. And eventually they become a cell that doesn't need oxygen anymore. The part of your DNA that triggers apoptosis or cell death, that is shut off. So now you've got a cell that doesn't need oxygen anymore. All it needs is sugar. And the gene for cell death is turned off. So the cell just lives forever. And it keeps making baby cells that live forever. And you get this big mass of cells because the host cells aren't dying off. You've got to change your environment so oxygen is getting into the cell. So that's where you need to start changing your environment. And listen, what pisses me off the most is that I've been in these cancer treatment centers. I've been in there counseling people. I've been in a room where this was burned into my memory. I was called in to see if I could help this sweet lady, grandma, 66 years old, and she went through failed chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. She was on her deathbed. She wasn't surviving the chemotherapy, so she was dying. And whole family was brought in. I mean, literally, you could smell the death in the air. It's real sweet. I've known the family my whole life. And they couldn't get her in to see me beforehand, but here now she's on her deathbed, and they said, "Can you come help?" And I'll walk in, and her room is full of cookies and donuts and cakes. Listen, if you want to beat cancer, you have to at least starve the cancer cell. Don't feed them sugar. Don't feed them the crappy kind of sugar. All right, so at least start there. Change what you're putting in your body. All right, and that will at least give you a fighting chance. This is Dr. Newton signing off. Listen, if you want to beat cancer or don't get it, you have to change your environment. You have to get inspired to do it. Get the right information. You can do this. We can all do this. We'll talk to you next time.